Stop right there. Yeah, you. If you like all things entertainment, current events, or Hollywood, then look no further. Creator to Creators, hosted by director Meosha Bean of Horror Noir, interviews filmmakers and creatives from around the world. Join in on the fun, guest celebrities, and informative information to have as a creator. Hit subscribe and stay connected to Creator to Creators.
Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators Today. Today, we have a special guest.
Hi, my name is Alyssa Rose Hunt.
Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad to talk to you. We're definitely getting to the music, but I really love going back to the beginning. I always say, the beginning, like a little habits that we pick up as children, kind of follow us as we're into our adulthood. So, tell me a little bit about your childhood and what that was like, and how did you kind of find your way into music?
Yeah, for sure. Ever since I was 3, I started dancing competitively at the age of 8. So, music
Wow.
has always really been involved with dance, and my family always had music in the house. My dad, he was really into rock, and he has like a whole collection, like CDs, vinyls, and everything. So I got a lot of inspiration and a lot of exposure from him. He would
It's
always
cool.
be dancing in the house, and he made it a very nice environment with music, so I always kind of really enjoyed that. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, moving in when because of dance and everything, I'm always dancing, and music is just like it's it's just me. Like, I don't really know how else to explain it, but it is just a feeling, and it's very therapeutic, and without I
Yeah.
need music in my life for sure.
Absolutely. I love that word, therapeutic. It's like a way to get away from I guess, an escape, right?
Yes, for sure, yes.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel about film. Like, and I think that's how you know like when you found that thing that kind of moves you and excites you, like your purpose, right?
Yeah.
When it just makes you feel like good, and like you said, you get away, and it's very therapeutic in a way. It's like therapy to me as well.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Film is. That's cool. That's so cool. Were your parents supportive of like the ventures of you going into music?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I've
That's
always
good.
really known that I wanted to be a creator and a performer. So ever since I was 5, I was like, "This is what I want to do," and they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay, well, we'll support you. But the real world does exist, so you got to have a job." But
That part.
unfortunately, but I'm lucky enough to be able to pursue the arts full time, which is nice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, it's interesting. Like you said, I think a lot of people don't, realize that when they get into in the creative world, it's like, oh, and then again, a lot of the younger generation, it's like, I'm gonna make it just, it's like, no, it's a process. It's really like a lifelong hustle, I say.
That's for sure.
But when you love what you do, right? It's like it's not it doesn't feel like work, I guess.
Yeah, you wouldn't change it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's so cool. So, okay, you get into music. So, when did you like was there like somebody that that you are like inspired by, that you kind of like, I want that, like that is what I aim for as far as like music?
I would 100%, like 100% without a doubt say Michael Jackson. I mean, he's the
Yes.
king, and like growing up, I've always loved his music videos, his dancing, and his music, his voice. So definitely 100% up there.
Yeah. He was just, it's crazy. Like there's those people, like those artists that you see and you're thinking like, that's some crazy talent. Like I don't think there'll ever be another Michael Jackson, you know? It's like,
He's a
but
legend.
like, yeah, it's like, how do you get, it's like, holy moly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you, but it's still ever like, even his music today, even though he's gone, it still moves you, right? It's like, how? It's so crazy. It's so cool. So you get to the music, and are you writing your own music? Are you like, are you, do you do that? Do you write your own music too?
So I do. I am a songwriter, so I do
Nice.
lyrics, melodies, and everything. And I do work with a producer, Fresco Rose,
Awesome.
which is
Awesome.
the backbone of the whole orchestra of everything. And then a couple band members. So Sam Rattan, he's a drummer, and then Dan Espina, he's a guitarist. So
Yeah.
we all kind of work together, and we made the album. So
Nice. Tell me about the about this new song. I first of all, it actually kind of put me in the mindset, and I don't know if this is what you were going for, vibe with you. Like I felt like it had a very like jazzy kind of feel, like a kind of like a, but it was like very laid back, very chill. Almost like I honestly thought Amy Winehouse just for a second. I was like,
ooh,
this is
I love
different.
that. That
So that's the kind of feeling that it gave me. I was like, wow, it was really cool. So tell me about the process of making that.
Yeah, for sure. So we I started with the lyrics. Usually when I write, it's more so in poetry and then
Mhm.
working my way into an actual song. So I came up with the lyrics and then found the melodies of what I wanted to kind of portray. I did want to showcase like a pop song for my mom.
Yeah.
She was always like, "You should get a pop song so I can dance to it." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it for you." But, like, of course, like anything for you, mom. Like I love it. I decided to create this type of pop groovy song. Of course, with the drummer Sam Rattan. He studied jazz in
Nice.
university, so
Okay. I was like, am I
really
crazy?
brings that. He brings that jazz to the table, and he's so incredibly skilled and talented. And with Dan Espina, he also studied music, so with him and his guitar as well. So really
Yeah.
laid back, chill, but also like something you want to like dance to and bop your head a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you feel good, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you said, it's a vibe.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good way to like, I feel like music now, well, and just the world today that we live in, it's just a lot going on.
Mhm.
And you just need that. You need something to get away from the
Yeah.
quiet, the noise, you know, and this definitely is it for sure. It makes you just kind of forget like your troubles or whatever you're going through that moment and just like chill.
Yeah. All like positivity, that's what I'm really big on too, is that like there is so much negative in the world. Like I don't really want to put that out. So like
Yeah.
it's if I mean of course if I have to like with my own journey, then I will of course. But it's
Yeah.
always about like good vibes and good feelings with people.
Yeah, you have really good energy. I can feel it right now as I speak to you. Um, so like are you in like are you super like for me, when I'm like I know when I get to make it, I'm super like in everything, even though I'm doing one job, but I'm just looking at everybody's job, just making sure it's like, are you like that with your music? Are you like in there in the studio, like listen to the like the beats and just you like super involved in that world too?
Oh yes, for sure. Like when I have a vision, I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure that like it's the way that my vision is, and I want to make it
Yeah.
come alive. So yeah, I try to like, of course, give everyone else like open like places to be, but I sometimes I'm just like, okay, well, this is how I like it, and let's try to
Right.
make it like this.
Exactly. I mean, because you have the, I mean, you have the vision and you want to execute it. You want to see it through. Absolutely. And I think that's great. I mean, do you feel like music is in favor? Is there a lot of women artists getting the recognition now versus back in the day or whatnot? Like, I think there's like, at least for film, we're making strides, but there's a lot of work to do. As far as like getting women in those positions, like you know, in the creative world of directing or whatnot. But how is that in music? Is it changing from your point of view?
I definitely do see some progress when it comes to female artists, but of course, we live in man's world, so it is unfortunate that sometimes we don't really get the opportunity to showcase that it's from women artists. But I do see a step in the right direction for sure.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, one can only hope for
Yeah,
sure. You know, I mean, I love men definitely, but you know, there's some brilliant women out here that, you
right.
know, need those positions so that they can open up doors for other, you
Mhm.
know, women. And I just, you know, and I for it, I too, I also do see that, you know, sometimes music can be, it can, women can be sexualized a lot more than male artists. And when I like, so I appreciate like your song. Like it's a really good song. Like you feel good. It's not explicit, like most music nowadays. It's like you're like you turn red listening to some songs, which is nothing wrong with that. There's a time and a place for everything,
Of
of
course.
course. But
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I feel
definitely. I have experienced like I've of course like I love being sensual and embracing my feminine side, but of
yeah,
course, that's not all that I am. I'm not just a
right.
body. I'm so much more than that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, okay, a fun question. If you could be managed by any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Ooh, oh my. I would say Prince.
Ooh, yeah, that's a
Prince.
good one.
Yeah, he's very spiritual like me, and the way that like his morals and his beliefs, I feel I resonate most with, and I
Yeah.
could definitely learn a lot from him with his whole. He's so talented and dedicated.
Yeah. He was definitely one of those like, yeah, he Purple Rain. I mean, it's
Yeah.
classic, just so good. So good. Um, so yeah, speaking of that, you said you're very spiritual. Do you feel like you know, the music world is, well, now we have AI is
Yes.
here, and that's changed the game tremendously. And there's a lot of people that are kind of afraid of it and kind of have their like, I don't know about it, but do you feel like it's good that we have AI now because it actually can help us, in the creative world?
Definitely. I think there's always like good and bad with everything, and as long as it's not taken advantage, we could definitely use it to better ourselves for sure.
Yeah, I think too, it's like there's so many social media sites to keep this, all, you got to put them on all the sites. You got to do the marketing. It's just, it gets to be a lot, I'm sure. But I think AI's kind of made it a little easier to like maintain all these things. Um, because I was on TikTok and then like I just can't do it. It's just too much. I'm like, I don't know what to do anymore. It's just I'll stick to one platform. Um,
Yeah, it's a lot. It's overpowering sometimes when there are so many platforms to watch.
right,
Yeah.
right. It's like, whoa. But I guess that's the part of the thing. You're selling yourself, right? You are the product.
Yes.
Um, your music is a product. So yeah. Um, Another interesting question I love asking guests, and there's no wrong answer, but the three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Oh, well, respect. I mean, money comes and goes, power, I mean, that's just ego. And respect, like to be respected, is all that anyone really deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. What's your writing process like? Like when I guess inspiration hits, what's the first thing you do? Like, or like, yeah, what's your routine? What does that look like?
Yeah, so it varies depending on my mood, of course, but usually when I there'll be like a topic, for example, so coffee, and then
Yeah.
the word coffee is in my head, so I'm like, okay, I'll write something about coffee, and then I'll start writing and feeling the energy, and I'm sort of put into like a trance-like state
Ooh,
where I sometimes don't even know what I'm writing until the very end, and then
wow.
after I finish writing, I'm like, okay, let's see like what I did, like how can I mix and match these verses to make it sound like an actual song, and yeah, it depends on my mood, of course, but that's usually
Yeah,
how it
love that. That's cool in a trance-like state. That's interesting.
goes.
And then it's like, whoa, I wrote this. It's like an outer, but it's kind of like, do you remember? I don't know. I remember there was a Beyonce interview. It was like some years ago, and she was talking about how, when she gets on stage, sometimes she just kind of goes somewhere. Like
Right.
she Beyonce's gone. Like, and she's just, yeah, she's just
Yeah.
performing and and she gets off stage and it's just like, I did that.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
it's quite interesting. What would you call that? Like, do you just allow yourself to, you know, just open yourself up to the creative world, like just creativity to so it can come and be inspired by that?
Yeah, I feel like when I'm most present and trusting my intuition and allowing the universe to guide me through whatever it is, that's when I am most able to write, find.
I love that. I love that. What keeps you going, in this business of music? This is a very up and down industry. Um, sometimes it's really tough and sometimes it's great. You're cruising. But like, yeah, what keeps you going in tough times?
100%. My inner child, my younger me.
Hmm.
I want to make my 5-year-old self proud.
Oh, it's lovely. I've never heard of it that way. That's great. I love that. Yeah, that's cool. Do you feel like you have to like you kind of have to have not just a love for this business, but you just really have to have that go-getter mentality, like this, like just trailblaze through even in spite of obstacles. Has there been obstacles along the way for you?
I would say with being an independent artist, I found that it can get expensive when you
Yeah.
are providing everything for yourself. So financially, it has been a little bit of a ride, but I mean, just if you love what you do, you got to keep going.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I love that. Yeah, I can imagine how what music because I heard something about like just it's a lot of I mean even the people that get contracts. It's like, I was hearing this artist talking about he got $1 million and, he went and got like this house and then, he was working on his tour and they were like, he's like, oh, so am I gonna get any more money? They were like, oh, that's also in your tour. That's tour money. That's
Right.
X, Y, and Z. And he's like, oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know, but it's really good to know these things. Because it's a business, right? At the end of the day, like it's a business and but it can be definitely lucrative. But I just feel like I think that's over time, like as you water a seed, it eventually grow.
Exactly.
So yeah, yeah. What was okay? So like, what do you want artists or not artists, but just audiences and people that listen to your music walk away from feeling from this single? What do you want? What is the message that you want them to feel?
With with Vibe with You, as
Yeah,
long as
yeah.
I want them to just be present, experience the song, really appreciate the instruments. I know nowadays everything is very computer, and I mean that's amazing, but instrument, like bringing it back to the soul. Everyone, like we put our soul into our art, musicians, singers, everything, and it's not just a button that you're clicking. It's our heart. So.
Yeah, I love that. That's beautiful. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Ooh, okay. How old am I?
Yeah, how old are you actually?
I'm
She's like, a
28.
lady never tells her age.
Oh, I just told. Oh no. I take it back. No one heard. But yeah, 5 years. Well, definitely, of course, making music. I I am an actor as well. I studied
Oh,
acting at York University, so I very much am into film. So I would love to
awesome.
incorporate the two together. And yeah, I mean, potentially, I would love to go on tour and just create as much as I can.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. Tour life. I bet that's gonna be fun. I hear that's that's like like the best way artists make their money because it's like not just sales, but that's like, the road tours and I'm sure that's a fun life to be on a bus like and then meet people that know your lyrics or hear your songs. I bet that's like a crazy cool feeling. Have you performed any of your songs yet?
Not the new ones. I had performed a couple from previous years, but yeah, I'm hoping to. Hoping to.
Nice. What has there been like any a person that like, that a feedback that you got from one of your, live shows and someone said and you were just like, holy crap, were you taken back? Like one of your I guess one of the proudest moments of that you've had since you've been, perform your music live?
I would say the best feedback I could probably say is that I I like to put on a show. That's what I've been told, and
Nice.
honestly, I mean, it is true. I do I do like I love storytelling, so
Yeah.
if you see that, then that's awesome.
I love that. That's beautiful. I think that's pretty cool. Like I just, those are the moments that kind of makes me, it reminds me of like why I do what I do. When when I get like feedback of like, this film made me think about this, and wow, it really changed my life. I'm like, whoa, that wasn't my intention, but thank you. Like that, I just wanted you to enjoy it, but like
Yeah.
sometimes those moments are just like, this is why I do it, Those are kind of fun. Is there any fun collaborations, like, okay, if you could like get anyone on a song and you like say if anyone, one artist to feature on one of your new upcoming songs, if you could, who would it be?
Oh, I mean, The Weekend,
Oh, yes. Yes, The
like, gotta
Weeknd is
represent
awesome.
Canada, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
yes, I've loved The Weekend since I was a kid, so he's one of my role models.
Yeah. Is he retired? Or I thought that was his last album. I don't know. I'm not really
Oh,
sure.
no, don't
You're like, no.
keep going. What do you mean? I need more of your magic.
Quite literally, right? It's just super magical. I haven't seen him live, but I have a few friends that were like, "Oh man, he's amazing. He's electrifying." I'm like, I bet I would love to see him live though. That'd be cool. Um, is so what advice would you give to young artists out there, or just anyone that wants to get into music? What would you say? What advice would you give them?
I would say do and create what makes you most happy, regardless of what society expects you to do. It can be very hard to fall under what is popular and what is allowed, but to be truly you is what I can say.
I love that. Just be true to yourself. Yeah, and everything else will pan itself out, I believe.
Yeah.
That's great. I love that. Where can people find you on social media to follow everything you got going on?
Yeah, so they can follow me on my artist name, Alyssa Rose Hunt. That's ALYSSAROSEHUNT.
Awesome. Is there anything that you're working on that you like, can kind of tell us about, or
I am working on a couple more music videos for the
oh,
album, Magnetic Muse Chapter 2. So there'll be a couple more. And yeah, I don't want to give away too much for my future projects, but expect
nice.
more music videos to come. More videos.
Awesome. I love that. Do you like that form of art? Do you like seeing like shooting visually, like this visual styles like come when it you make the song, but then you apply visuals to it. It's like now that's.
Oh, I mean, I love it. I mean, with Michael Jackson, I love the whole music video theme and like putting on a show, storytelling. It's the story of the song is one, but once you add a whole music video, it brings it to the next level. And I mean, MTV, that was my childhood. So
Oh yeah. Is it still around? Is MTV still around? MTV? No, I don't.
um, not the way that it used to be.
Yeah, right. Back in the day it was so good.
Yeah.
So awesome. Like all the artists would come and perform, and it
Yes.
was cool back then. Yeah. They need
Mhm.
to bring it back.
I know. I know. I would love that.
Right? Exactly. Um, I want to end this really quick. I want to know what is a quote or something that someone's ever like the best advice that someone's ever given to you that sticks with you to this day.
Oh, okay. Best advice. Hmm. I don't necessarily know who said this, but
Mhm.
um, finding out who you are and loving yourself and figuring out your morals and beliefs, I feel like that's the most important thing. And regardless of like wanting a relationship or being like trying to figure out what your purpose is. You got to find yourself within first.
Mm, that was awesome. Yes, I totally feel that. Absolutely have to find yourself, because that's the most, self-love is so important.
Yeah,
When you find that, like, the world opens up to you. I believe
exactly.
that for sure. For sure.
Mhm.
Thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure
Thank you
having you
for having me.
on.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And come back anytime.
All right.
And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, last. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.